Oh my God. Hi, you guys. Lady Rochelle here, author and founder of Warriors Talk, where we move away from awareness towards action. And I just got the news not too long ago about Chadwick, who just passed away today of colon cancer, and he was only 43 years old. And many of us remember him from the Black Panther. We all enjoyed that movie. He was a rock star in that movie. Everybody. If you were African American, you was cheering for him in that movie, in that fight scene um, with Killmonger. It was a really good movie, and that was really my first time that I actually saw a movie that he was in. I had never seen him as an actor before, so once I saw him in Black Panther, then that just made me want to watch other movies that he was in. But it's a really sad day that he passed away from colon cancer, and at a young age of 43. And he kept what he was going through private because that was his choice. And I remember him putting up a video when he was talking about the new movie that had came out, 42, and people saw him in the video, and he looked really thin and frail, and people was just like really really mean, and they was just like, oh, what's wrong with him? He looks really sick. Is he okay? What's wrong? Why is he so thin? I mean, they were really going in on that video of him, and he ended up removing the video. But it's sad that he couldn't even say what he was going through because people are so judgmental. When you're going through something, and the only way to protect your peace is to keep it to yourself or tell your immediate family what you're going through and just be able to go through it in peace. And this man was working, even though he went through chemo, even though he went through surgeries, he was still out here working. It was his passion. And when it's your passion, when you love what you do, no matter what type of diagnosis you get, you just keep on functioning. So to his family, my heart just goes out to his family. I'm sure we all know someone who has lost their battle to cancer. We all, right about now, everybody knows somebody. Oh, my Leah, did you see it? This just hurt my heart because, like when I saw him in that video, I was like, oh, something must be going on with him. Is he losing weight for a role, or what? I never ever thought that it could be cancer. I never ever thought that would be what he was going through. I really thought that he was preparing for a role, because we know sometimes actors, they gain weight, they lose weight when they are going through a role. So I had no idea either. It was so devastating to me to find out that it was cancer, and to find out that he couldn't even share it with his fans. Like, he had to go through it, by himself, because he probably felt that he was going to get judged, because we were so used to seeing him as this, this hero. We were so used to seeing him, in action, and, he might not have wanted to be looked at as a weak person. So, just even when somebody's going through cancer, people can be mean. People say the meanest things when you're going through, and sometimes your spirit can't take it, and you need every ounce of energy and every ounce of positivity that you can just to make it through, and to be, at the top of your game, just coming off a movie, that everybody loved, and everybody today just talking about they want to go to Wakanda, even though it doesn't exist. But just the atmosphere of the movie, it had everybody just loving on Black people, just loving the unity that they had, and how advanced they was. It's sad. It was yeah. A lot of people look up to him. Such a humble guy. Had a nice attitude. You didn't, when you saw him in interviews and stuff, you didn't see him being arrogant or anything like that. You just saw this humble guy who loved what he did. And I like the story that he often told about Denzel Washington when he was going to acting school, how Denzel Washington had paid for him, to sponsor him. He sponsored him to go. So I know Denzel Washington has got to be like, what is really going on. So my heart just goes out to his family and anybody who's dealing with a cancer diagnosis. It's not a pretty thing. And if you ever saw someone at the end of life when it comes to cancer, if you've ever been in the room or at the last couple of days when somebody is dying from cancer, it is not a pretty sight. It's not a pretty sight, to sit there and have to see your loved one, go through that. It's just not a pretty sight. And my heart just aches just knowing that, he had to go through this. Like, it just hurts so much. We just have to, make sure that, we are doing everything that God has purposed us to do while we're here on earth, because he did a lot of things. Although he was 43, he really walked in his purpose, and he did a lot of things, that we can sit back and we can press play and watch, and we can still have these good memories of him. But cancer is such an ugly disease. It does not care. It doesn't care. It doesn't discriminate. It didn't care that he was this nice, humble, actor that everybody loved. It didn't care that he was 43. It didn't care that he was gorgeous. It just stripped him of all of that. But the one thing that cancer cannot take is that the love that we have for him and the movies that he did and the roles that he played. Cancer cannot take that away. It can't take away the love in our heart that we have for him. And we can, sit back and we can still watch the movies that he did and let his legacy live on. So cancer cannot take that away. Cancer will try. You know what? I may just do a binge movie. I may do binge movies this weekend. I may, because a lot of his stuff I didn't see. Like I said, I just got turned on, by Black Panther, and I was like, oh, I love this guy. Like, I like the way he acts. So I'm gonna have to go and like dig up some of his movies and some of the roles that he played, and just like binge watch, because this is a sad day. Like, I saw my sister pass away at the age of 52 from cancer, and I saw my dad pass away at the age of 71. Okay, you said start with Civil War. If I'm going to do Marvel, I'm going to do Marvel. So start with the Civil War first. Okay, because I know they kind of like link together, so I don't want to be lost when I'm watching it. So okay, I'll start with that first. So I want to be able to, just sit back and take all of him in. Because I only saw him in the Black Panther. So I want to be able to see what else, he did out there and how he shined. And it hurts. It really hurts. Every time I hear somebody passing away from cancer, it hurts me so bad. Being a cancer, being healed of cancer myself, I was diagnosed in 2013. And so I know what it feels like to go through that chemo. He went through chemo. He went through surgeries, and none of us had any idea. So, it was his first appearance. Okay, see, I didn't even know that. Thank you for telling me that. I appreciate that. I didn't know that was his first appearance. Okay, I'm gonna have to look that one up first so that I can make sure that I'm following the whole Marvel thing. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. But cancer is a horrible disease to have, and I think about like all of the monies and all of the fundraisers that we have, and it's just like we still don't have a cure. We still don't. We still using this old Western treatment, chemo, surgery, radiation. We still using this old. It's like, come on, like we should be onto something way advanced. We should not be still putting toxins in people's bodies. We should not be even cutting on people. We should not be putting radiation in people's body. By now, with all of the money that was collected, all of these fundraisers that we've done, we contributed to, all of the research that they say that they're doing, but we're still not even close. We're still not even close to ending the war on cancer. People are still losing their life to cancer, and it should not be. It should not be. It shouldn't be. And even if you're doing all the right things, even if you're exercising, even if you're eating right, even if you're going to the doctor, even if you know your family background, even if you're a positive person, cancer still happens. It still happens, and it happens to the best of us. So the best thing that you can do is just, continue to stay on top of your health. Continue to talk to your family about what's my family history, who had cancer in the family, and talk to your doctor about it so that you can stay on top of it. And live your best life. Live your best life. Take risks. Even when you're scared, just do it. Find some things that you love and just do it. Just take a risk. Sometimes we always stay in the safe zone. We always stay where we're comfortable. We always stay where, we know that we're going to win. But try to do something where the odds may be stacked against you. Chadwick said he prayed that he got the part as the Black Panther. He said he prayed that he got that part, and he ended up getting that part. And he did an amazing job at that part. So sometimes you just got to step out. You got to step out on faith. You got to step out and say, you know what? This isn't something that I would normally do. This is something I want to do, and I'm afraid. Do it afraid. Do it in fear. Because once you have no more breath in this body, you can't do anything. So you have to live. You have to live your best life. Cancer is not a death sentence, but it is an awakening to live your best life. And we're all are going to leave here one day from something. We don't know. We have no idea. Some will go naturally, and some of us won't. But while you're here on earth, live your best life. Make a list. Make a life list of things that you do while you're still living. You know what? I heard that he played James Brown. I want to see it. See, I told you, I'm still new to him because I only saw the Black Panther, and I'm still high off of the Black Panther. So I'm gonna have to go back and start with Civil War first, and then kind of go through the movies that he made, because he was a great actor. He played that role so well, and just even that fight scene, just cheering for him in the fight scene, just cheering for the good guy. He was one of the good guys, and it's cancer don't even care. That is just, it doesn't care. Doesn't care that you have things planned to do. It doesn't even care, and it just aches me so bad. 21 Bridges was also good to see. He got a lot of stuff out that I haven't even seen. I didn't even know that existed. So if we could do anything for him, it would be, I'm gonna do a marathon and try to watch his movies and just spread the love that he spread, and the humbleness that he had about himself, and how he took each role. Just, he did it to the best of his ability, to where you believe that he was that character. We've seen some movies where people, you didn't believe it. You believed that he was that character. And so, I'm just gonna miss his humbleness, and just his smile that he had, and the way he entertained us. I'm gonna make sure that my way of paying tribute to him is to binge watch his movies. So I'm gonna binge watch his movies so that I can take him all in, and just to give him the tribute that he needs. At 43, you don't expect to go. At 43, you don't expect to go. You expect to be, living your life until you get a ripe old age. You can barely walk, barely talk. The Five Bloods. Okay, is that one too? I never heard of that. See, yeah, I guess y'all know him better than I do, because I don't. 42 is a good baseball movie, would make you cry. Oh, see, that's the one I want to see. I want to see that too. See, I didn't know about the Five Bloods. I didn't know about any of this. 21 Bridges. See, he's done some stuff. And at 43, he has a lot of stuff under his belt. He won some awards and everything. So, he lived his life. He was doing what he wanted to do. And that's what we need to do. If we could take anything away from his life, it would be to walk in our purpose and to operate in our passion. 42 is about Jackie Robinson. Oh yeah, see, I want to see that one. I heard that was a good one. So, I could not, when I heard the news, I couldn't sit back and just not do anything and not say anything, because I appreciated him for entertaining me, and just the passion that he had with each role. I appreciate it. So I appreciate you guys for giving me some tips and some movies of his to watch, because I'm a new fan of his. I've only seen just the one movie, and that's Black Panther. So I haven't seen him in anything else. So I would love to see the 21 Bridges, the Five Bloods. Yes, that's what I was saying. He had his humbleness was just, it was contagious. Like when you saw him, you could just, the vibes, you could feel that humbleness. He wasn't cocky. He wasn't like, yeah, I just played Black Panthers. It's all about, no, that was not him. It wasn't him at all. So, that's what I loved about him. That's what drew me to him. So, I just hate to see that, he's, that he lost, that cancer had to attack his body, like, and I know they say he was diagnosed in 2016 and he fought for 4 years, I'm just so numb right now. It's just so much with the pandemic going on. It's just so much going on. I'm just tired of watching the news, of people getting shot down, people, I'm tired. It's too much. It makes you so numb to everything. I'm tired. So I think I'm gonna watch some of his movies just to get a good feel. Really? And oh wow. So, well, of course they probably filmed it before, but so he was working with his diagnosis in Black Panther, Civil War. Oh wow. So that had to be a lot on him to just keep going like he did. But in the process, he left us with some good stuff that we can treasure and we can remember him by. Wow. So I got to go do my homework on what movie. So I'm going to start with Civil War first because that was his first appearance. So I'm going to start with that one. And then I'm just going to go down the line. My heart, it aches because he was so young at 43. No one deserves to die from cancer. No one deserves to go through that horrible ordeal. So thank you guys for giving me some tips on what movies to watch. So I'm going to start with Civil War and then I'm going to go down the line from there. And I'm thinking I'm going to watch Wakanda over because, not Wakanda, Black Panther. I think I'm going to watch that one over because it was such a good movie. And, he was so classy in that one. I loved it. I loved it. Really? Wow. See, you know what? I think this was probably the first Marvel movie that I saw. So I haven't even seen them. But I know the people who do, they just hooked. They hooked. So I'm excited to see it. Yeah, so his legacy is going to live on forever. So I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys for giving me some tips on what to watch. And so I'm excited to watch the movies, but my heart is saddened that he's not going to be able to give us any more of his talent. So, but at least we have enough of these movies that we can watch and we can laugh and we can remember him and we could just love on his memory and share it with your children and let them share with their children so that yes, his legacy could live on. Even 100 years later, we can still be loving on Chadwick Boseman. So thank you guys for tuning in. This is Lady Rochelle with Warriors Talk, where we are changing lives, one warrior at a time. My heart goes out to you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Good night, you guys.